boy, Imperium. Awesome 2 last games on their angle. Now we're going to be dropping on Miramar. And one really interesting fact I want to talk about is that at the start, Team Last Crew, they were in last position. Now they're in third. If you want to talk about redemption, that's the best way to do it.
But they've got to follow it up. Once again, going to repeat, follow up with another decent performance. Doesn't have to be a chicken dinner, guys, but just consistency. You want to make sure that you're following up to good performances with a decent point finish. As we look at the overall standings, you were correct, Max. Last Crew hold on to third place. But you got to point out that Tornado Energy, with all the teams behind them, kind of, shifting up in their performances, they're still holding on to a good lead on the top of the spot, 12 ahead of Milky Way in second place. But then when you compare it, they're like a good 31 points behind, ahead of Quick Math in 8th place.
No, they're really safe spot right now. The reason why Tornado Energy is always so good, despite not getting like chicken dinners in a row all the time, being in a really high top position, is because they got really good compounds and they just keep fighting teams from the distance without getting harassed themselves, which is huge.
And also then even kind of another little thing to point out is, of course, DOS Pilots, who fantastic last game. Finally, a fantastic performance coming out from them, second place. A bunch of points. They've jumped up. But also 16th place and 9th place, there's now a 20-point difference compared to 11 points. So that point gap difference of the teams in the bottom, it's starting to increase. So the likes of HeartShift, you want to make sure that you're still getting those positive results.
You're pretty southern plane actually here. Katana, they like going towards Campo Militar, so I'm not going to be surprised if they do go. Yeah, they're going to go for that direction once again. Pozzo, Cabrera, Alcantara, it's going to be pretty far away. San Martin might be in drop-in range. I think that the teams like Quick Math, they love themselves a good old San Martin, so if they can get that under control once again, that would be huge. Unity towards Hacienda del Patron, nothing really surprising there. Just going to be a standard kind of drop. I don't see anything out of the ordinary as to these teams going for main drop locations.
Of course. And boys and girls, while the map isn't being shown up on your main screens, if you do want to check on how your favorite teams are doing, you can head over to the dedicated map stream, which is twitch.tv/PL_esports_map, or type in !map in the Twitch chat, so you can see how your team is doing in this game, where they're positioned. Right now, InsideGames, they have lost Leonas all to themselves. Stellar into Macera, with Tornado Energy close by across the road.
Rewap and Last Fruit, as always, very plain on the edge of the circle, so they're going to be going very down south.
It's a very it's a very southerly based set of games today. 2 near military island finishes in their angle, and now we're having a southern island finish in Miramar.
What is this? I would have liked to see a president finish, because those happen very rarely, but still, that's going to be great for the likes of Last Crew and Rewap. Now, Last Crew, if they want to get a second chicken dinner in a row and to be the first team to get 2 chicken dinners in a row, they can try and do it from there. That would be great, because they do not have any teams that can really contest their positioning.
Yeah, but Rewap also have a very good position, but they are a little bit split up. All the while LXG have a very good position, as do InsideGames. It's going to be good for HeartShift, actually. They can possibly actually, gatekeep in Impala, because some teams will look to enter into the circle from the edge of the coastline. So they'll be able to hold on to it and look to gatekeep any teams that are going around. So I really like where HeartShift are located.
Quick Math, the team that won the last game on Miramar, they said they can try and get another one this time around. They did great on their past performances. I'm pretty sure their favorite map is Miramar. Without even asking them or talking to them, I'm pretty sure that's the case. Their rotations are really on point. But unfortunately, San Martin is not going to be in zone. They're going to have to rotate at some point, pull off an LXG, what they do with Sanhok all the time, just leave it as soon as you possibly can. But teams are slowly going to try and rotate in. It's just going to be a very, very slow start, because they just split so evenly on the map. No skirmishes should happen.
No, but there is a few teams that are kind of close by. As we do see Katana, they're in the top north of this island. Campo Militar is going to be their home until they need to start moving their way through into circle. And 3D Max is one of the teams that are close to a couple of teams. Stellar, Tornado Energy, even Fire Breach, not like close, but they're a little bit more bunched up compared to the other teams in this game so far. They're actually heading against the circle, which I do agree with.
HeartShift, a team that has been struggling. Now they are in last position. So because it was taken away by DOS Pilot, so they got a little bit away from that spot. So HeartShift, I think they had good rotations last time, at least I saw them on Miramar.
Yep.
It's just, once again, they got to stick together. Even this now, they're doing a 3-1 split, which I think at this stage is a little bit scary. You talked about them potentially gatekeeping the zone. They're not doing that right now. They're not putting their full potential in one single area. And I think that's HeartShift that could do a little bit better with that. As InsideGames is going to be rotating, actually, to try and get towards the southern section of Los Leones. Maybe you might be clashing with LXG.
Yeah, I like where they're actually moving, because you don't want to be directly in Los Leones, holding on to the edge of Los Leones. In my opinion, is always a little bit wiser. You're able to kind of gatekeep it a bit, and of course, you're getting into the center of the circle. You got to be careful. Stay together. Be aware of what's going on around, because a couple of these teams are now going to start heading into or be in the circle already, especially because that playing trajectory was already complementing teams looking to drop down south as it was, Max.
Frankie kids, once again, they love splitting early. After there's no teams around them, so that's completely fine. But when they start to rotate towards a circle, that's when they've got to keep in mind, we've got to stick together, have all our other forces together to try and put some pressure on the gatekeeping teams. Rewap, they're going to be also very split. They do like doing that, but I'm okay with an early game split on Miramar and their angle. That's completely fine.
Yeah.
But you must try and shift your gameplay depending on what phase you're in. Phase 1, Phase 2, even maybe Phase 3. It is okay if you're playing on the edge of the circle to play split, but then you got to really try and get that synergy and that communication together. These are two teams that have been lacking that synergy so far, so I'm expecting a way better performance from them to try and prove that they're worthy of a spot in PEL Contenders.
Ooh. Very spicy indeed. Now, Ferrari Breach moving on their way into this circle as the blue zone from Phase 1 starts closing its way through. It's going to take a good 3 minutes or so as the timer does start ticking its way down before we will see Phase 2. But Ferrari Breach, of course, they want to get into the circle as early as possible, and that's kind of what they're doing. And they have an open kind of entrance into it, because the other teams around them have already gone into it, although 3D Max did go away from the circle. Tornado Energy have stayed relatively in the same spot.
Yeah, Tornado Energy, as I said, most of the time they just stick to one compound as long as they possibly can, then shift to another one, hold it. If they don't have to rotate, they're a team that won't rotate. They're just going to try and keep it up as long as possible and try and just maybe gatekeep if they can, but they're nowhere. The issue with Tornado Energy, they're nowhere near a position where they can try and gatekeep. There's not big roads going next to them, and they don't have easy shots at that range.
But I think you're at the point where most of the teams are either inside the circle, or it's not really worth looking to gatekeep. And in Miramar, holding on to the high ground position is more important than, let's say, gatekeeping. Obviously, they're happy with the position they're in right now because it's by the side of the road. And in Miramar, where driving is so annoying in the terrain that if you can drive on the road, it's a little bit smoother, but there's a chance you're going to get caught out. So I actually like where Tornado Energy are located right now, although they do seem to be driving a little bit further down the south side of the circle.
Actually, they're going to leave that compound, which is not something you see happen that much from Tornado Energy.
No.
Stellar and Last Crew, they're going to be clashing, but Last Crew get out of range. They might be fighting with HeartShift very, very soon. But NXG and Ferrari Breach, they're actually really close to each other, but they still have a lot of compounds to go around, so no fights might be breaking out at this point. But I think this is going to be a really big terrain game where it's going to be mostly played on mountain sites and stuff like that. So that's why I'm really expecting to come out of this game. But a few teams are starting to rotate really late, but I think they can do it because the northern section of the map, the circle, is completely open and very small amount of gatekeeping potential for this game.
Yeah, exactly. Now, FBI. They're outside, holding a couple of compounds of Los Leones. Their warehouse is always a decent spot to hold on to because you can put a couple of vehicles there, but the fear is that it's a little bit out in the open, right? You can't really peek too easily. We do see NLXE from LXG looking for EduCoz. Now 31, 28, 27 damage, putting EduCoz, I think, down to about 25 health.
Yeah, he's very, very close to death there, but does make it. I was trying to look for that headshot. Didn't quite find it. Here it is. Quick no. That late rotation away from San Martin is not looking good, and they are so split, and they're forcing up against the full team of Unity. 2v4 scenario. The circle is on top of them. Diggory did get knocked away. Grenade will be coming on through. He is beyond the car, so that's going to give them the cover that they need. But Molotov, here it is. Diggory going to be burnt to a crisp. It's barbecue time, baby. Alonso can do the move on his left. Tizarin is coming through. Just flush that kill away. And Alonso will be taken out of the picture. Tizarin, really good push. Having his team in the back to back him up is awesome rotation.
Yeah, great. Got caught out. Essentially, quick math, just got caught out. It didn't help that whoever was driving that vehicle kind of crashed it. But they just simply got caught out. That's it. Nothing can be really said. There's still Pelty and Jupseg there, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Jupseg, in particular, fantastic individual fragger. Pelty will be able to back him up every single chance that he can get. But this phase 2 circle shift, it went once again down towards the south, but a lot of water was taken away. So these compounds down south, the high ground where Katana do currently hold. Actually, no, Katana are outside circle, my apologies. But that kind of high ground location is definitely going to be very important for holding a nice position as these phases are going to start driving through and the teams get closer together.
They're getting really close. 4 angry kids. They're finally back together. One member a little bit too far away, but that's completely fine.
It feels like they're kind of praying to the PUBG gods with, sacrificing scopes and front.
Here's my time scope.
It's like, here the PUBG gods, we sacrifice this health kit and scope for a chicken dinner. That's what it looked like they were doing.
Will it be enough though? They only got 1 chicken dinner right now. I'm trying to hope for another one. And the team that's going to rotate, DOS, Pilot. Which, compared to Irangle, they've been rotating really late this game. They're one of the last rotating teams in Circle, and even though they're not going to get gatekeeped, I find that very, I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen. Yeah, unsettling that's going to happen. So they should have the easiest rotation possible. LXG, it did lose 1 member earlier. He did get knocked away. Pretty sure he came back. But Rewap and LXG, going to be clashing a little bit. They do lose Just White, knocked away. He's also pretty low. But this fight really shouldn't have any big consequences for both of these teams, so they should be just chill for the time being.
Yeah, we see last crew. They're splitting in a bit of a 2v2 situation. I don't disagree with that in the early stages of this game. They've held on to compound right, so now that they've found their home, 2 of their players can kind of go on a bit of a scouting mission. I'm always happier with seeing a 2-man scout than a 1-man scout. Because with a 2-man scout, you're going to be able. There's a higher chance you're going to secure a knockdown and a frag than if it's a 1-man scout.
So you have that potential res that is really something to take into consideration. Ferrari Breach, once again, they always do a 2-2 split. Even if it's Miramar, they just don't care. They just go for it every single time. It does work out, but most of the time we saw it fail pretty badly.
Kind of struggling right now as well.
So Ferrari Breach definitely looking for better performance for this 3rd game of the day on Miramar. Tornado Energy also very split on that rotation. I think that's completely fine, but they might be clashing with Stella a little bit further on the left of your screen. Tornado Energy, they do not have the compound either, but they have a few buildings, a bit of terrain to work with, which would be really good for them if they do try and storm over Stella. But Stella repositioning as a 4-man squad, it's going to be great for them. And XMPL does find a few shots, 28 damage, but doesn't follow it up with a knock, unfortunately. But at least they have the information. True. And they can try and really change their rotation with that info.
Now Katana, they're inside the circle. Now they got out of Impala, outside of Porto Paraiso. There is Milky Way close by. Maxi Zor being a bit of a scout for his side. I think he would have heard the vehicle and being aware there's at least somebody in that compound inside that building. It's only 1 player, but you have iZoom in the back in a higher ground position, ready to fire a couple of shots off. So Katana, they've got to be very careful because they have that low ground. And if they're not too prepared, it could very much go against them. But this phase 3 shift, Max, it's gone up northwards. A lot of these teams are inside the circle, but the likes of Tornado Energy, Stellar, 3D Max, Last Crew, and DOS Pilots, once again, they're going to have to shift their way up into circle, and it could become very dangerous.
Perlook on the mole. I don't know what that means.
I think it's something like chicken dinner, maybe?
Maybe that is. I know con means with, but I'm not too sure.
Chicken with dinner? I don't know.
But yeah, so we do not have any more coastline in this game, so that's going to be just allowing a few more rotations towards the north section. If teams are pretty safe, it's going to be YMCA, Unity, Quick Math, 4 Angry Kids, actually for one star in a good position, which is great. And there's a 4-man squad, which is also great for them. Like, it's really surprising they actually got to this stage as a 4-man squad. Yeah. Because they're trying to, I think they've been shifting their gameplay, which I'm really happy about to see 4 Angry Kids, like, putting back in thought their fight process.
Evolving.
Yeah,
evolving, right?
learning.
You know? Because here's the thing, like, there could be scrims or other tournaments that they compete in where they can get away with 4-man splits, but they're quickly realizing that in the world of PEL or in this group of PEL, they don't really they can't really get away with it, so they have to kind of stick together as long as possible. As Muck from Last Crew looking for the members of 3D Max, and this is the kind of gatekeeping that we are starting to slightly see because of that huge circle shift that went up northwards as Rip does knock down Phantom and secures that frag for his side.
Great split from Rip there. Going to try and... He knew he was behind that rock. He wasn't going to try and look on his side.
Exactly.
Gone downhill, got that kill. That's what he done earlier, actually, on the Erangel game. And he just led the offensive most of the time. Going to try and get people out of position and surprise them, which is great. So Last Crew looking once again to get another chicken dinner if they can.
I like
this, yeah.
Quick Math do actually have a good position. It's a shame that there's only 2 members left, right? And, you know, the previous other 2 members of their team did get called out, unfortunately, from the members of Last Crew, if I'm not mistaken, earlier on in this game. But they have a nice position in the northeast side of the circle. But also, YMCA, they hold a very comfortable position.
Yeah, once again, their late game positioning is really good. They have a compound that's incontested completely. So, and also if you want to try and shift it away and take it away from YMCA, it's a big open area, so you will have a really hard time getting to that area.
Exactly.
Actually, Last Crew, they're going to fight with another team, Stellar, and actually HeartShift is getting involved.
It's a 3 to 4 squad situation. You have HeartShift, Rewap, Tornado Energy, and Stellar kind of going up against each other right now as Kaz looking for Jappy, fighting against the blue zone, not looking too strong right now. Smoke grenade is now going to be able to pop out as a Kaz ducks behind a wall, knowing that there's shots being fired from all angles from the side of Last Crew as this phase 4 circle shift once again going north eastwards, favoring like the YMCA, Quick Math, Katana, and Milky Way.
I have to say we're gonna have to pan over to the teams on the west there. Reeds are gonna try and come on through, but LXG have the information. He's solo right now, but just White does not go for it, and he just makes it.
Careful.
That's a little bit surprising. Dorita makes it over. There it is. The first members over the road. Lipsin and POLLADERUC, 2 insane players last game on their angle. Was that military island finished? Can they do the moves again? Can they try and rotate around the likes of LXG? I think Rita, here it is, the position's been given away. Where's the M4? 19 damage, and Rita was the last shot. 21 does get put on his knees, but now Lipsin and POLLADERUC a little bit too far. Grenade will be chucked over that road. Might connect on through. They're just going to chuck grenades back and forth. Not connecting on anyone, unfortunately, but now DOS Pilot's down to 2 members, at least on this area. It's going to be great.
So now, as we see, Lipsin is just going to have to try and dance around, as we also see CTRL. So it's a bit of a 3-person split. Rita is probably going to lose her life, in fairness. No chance of getting revived up. Yep, fragged out from Just White.
Oh, no.
Oh, my lord. Last Crew get eliminated from Stellar. So great job coming out from Stellar in this 3rd game of the day in Miramar. As DOS Pilots now turning their attention on to LXG, even though they're fighting against this blue zone. If they can pop a couple of shots off, secure a knockdown, they will gladly do so indeed. I don't think X-Team is going to be able to be revived, as we now see POLLADERUC going into it, going into the circle right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, the breaking point that was applied on DOS Pilot was that road crossing. Actually didn't work out at all, as X-Team does get taken out, unfortunately, by the zone. And now it's just going to be flipped on its head. As Just White is just going to avoid that fight completely. Fuse might be going down unless he rears back up. I'm pretty sure he's rezzing. Here it is, back to 100% HP. Lipsin going to be taking that damage very, very slowly. He's going to try and res back up. Here it is, the information will be given away. And Lipsin will be knocked out. But actually, it's a 1-for-1 knock there. Really surprising.
I know. Especially when you consider that the NLX...
Oh, no. LXG. NLXC going to be knocked away just right on the side. Can he make the plays? Can he make the move? He does have the information. He might actually surprise him. CTR has no information whatsoever, and that will be the death of Dostpilot out in now 15th position.
Fortunately, they did get a couple of points from kills in that game, but not the best. Considering they got such a good result in game 2 in Erangel. But either way, look, not every game goes your way. Just gotta try and pick it up right now as Ferrari Breach do get eliminated in 14th place. Rewap and InsideGames on top of the hill. Pixelix in the distance in the compound. Low end of this game looking to scout out. As seniks, Zampeek and Odstrelovac do look to protect this compound, protect this building that they hold on to as Ewong and MageBane. MageBane such a great individual player for his team right now. Will HeartShift and Tornado Energy. Tornado Energy get eliminated in 13th place.
So Tornado Energy, as we said, like if you do not have the compound, they have a real bad time. They struggle a lot when they do not have those areas to work with. And Stella, they're going to be trying to rotate in a little bit more. Well, Stella, he is going to have to try and rotate as Kaz is the last member on their side. Here it is, the next shift. Where's it going to go? YMCA! Oh my god, they're so lucky with these shifts. With one of the best compounds in the entire game on the high ground. Pretty good, but a few teams will be trying to rotate in circle, and this road is going to be very decisive for most of these teams towards the southwest section to make it in a really good position.
Yep. Now, seniks got knocked down on the side of InsideGames, and this is the opportunity for Rewap to compound breach the members of InsideGames. Guess who does actually get knocked down? Great peek and knockdown coming out from Odstrelovac. Pixelix takes down Ewong. Fine, looking for Pixelix. Don't going to be able to secure it. No, will he be able to secure it? MageBane, the only one left standing for his team. Zampeek is right there. Gets a knockdown onto Zampeek. Is he going to be able to get the kill? That is InsideGames. Fragged out for MageBane alone. He did it in Erangel previously. He's coming into Miramar and he's just taking them out.
MageBane, he has to be my MVP of so far phase 3. He's an absolute beast of a play. Can also rest back up E1 to put him back to 2
Exactly.
That's absolutely great. Now, going to go over to the other teams. That was a little bit too much action at this stage. I wasn't ready quite there, but Katana in the dip here. Got to be a little bit careful. Grenades could be the death of you if you do get scouted out, but I'm pretty sure that Milky Way and Foreign Kids do not get the information. Here it is, Foreign Kids actually quick math. We talked about them earlier. Their positioning is great. And they're going to slow down that rotation for Angry Kids as Havokki got knocked away. Does have the information on top of Nixtys. He does have that dip to work with.
Come on.
But get to the high ground. Quick math. Don't pick that fight. Just go as high as you can. This is a little bit scary.
You want to be able to peek a little bit. You want to be aware. You want to keep an idea of where your opponents are. So if you peek, you look, you scope out, then you move on forward as the smoke grenade is going to grow. Frag grenade is going to connect. I think that was a frag grenade. Not quite connecting. His Nixtys being spotted out. He does get a knockdown from Jupzig. Great play coming out of Stellar. Were eliminated in the hands of HeartShift right now. But this is RonnieKray all by himself in this little dip. That's 1 HP down to 1 HP.
1 HP. That was almost the end of quick math. Nixtys with the circle going to be popping off. This might be the death of him. RonnieKray. 1 grenade is all you need just to roll to the field of RonnieKray. If he does have it. I'm not sure if he does have a grenade. That'll be huge for him. There it is. Another shot will be coming on through. Quick math, unfortunately, does rest back up, but it's not quite enough. Out now in 9th position. 8 teams remaining, and the circle still, like, all the teams on the very edge show. These next rotation, we're going to see a lot of teams going out.
Yeah, like, I'm going to say I thought 4 Asian kids were down below. I thought they were in a little bit more hassle, but Northrest, who I'm not going to lie, I kind of did forget about, was able to help secure that squad wipe onto the side of quick math. But now 17, 19 players, 3D Max looking pretty good so far. HeartShift lying in 16th place, needing a good performance. They're setting themselves up to get it. They were able to squad wipe and get that squad wipe onto Stellar, but they do find themselves in a position of pinch between the blue zone and Unity across that road.
3D Max actually making it really fun this game.
Yep.
They haven't had a really great history on top of Miramar, so seeing them a little bit further on in the late game stage is great for them in 7th position. At least 1 point secured. That's going to be a good minimum for 3D Max with his positioning points. That's going to be actually HeartShift put under a lot of pressure by Unity Orange. Finding those mini 14, one in my opinion, the best weapon on Miramar at this stage. And he can just really deny HeartShift. Going to try and get to the circle. They did have 2 members knocked away, only 1 member remaining on their side. That's going to be Kowo in the very back of the area. Going to be having mjyoh actually just completely avoiding that fight right now and actually going to maybe try and turn it back on its head against Unity.
Well, it was good that he actually went in the opposite direction because Unity looking completely down the southeast side of the circle, and mjyoh might be able to get, as you said, kind of get a couple of shots on. Orange knocked down to about 40 health, but wasn't able to secure that knockdown, so he's going to have to be very careful because he still has to cross that road. Actually, not just one road, but kind of two roads right now, as Quizzy is able to secure the frag onto Mike. That's going to be HeartShift eliminated in 7th place. Unity going to be able to annihilate their opponents and move on forward, still as a 4-man squad. Unity and YMCA, the only 2 teams left for a full squad.
Talking about YMCA, finally they had to rotate away from that compound. 1 minute remaining before it does go to the next phase 7. YMCA now, they have still a really good position. They have the high ground, they have a lot of dips and heals to work with, and they can see 4 Angry Kids, a nice headshot coming on through with 61 damage. Doesn't quite get that finishing blow, but once again, the Mini going to be so good at this range. Going to try and apply a lot of pressure. Unity on the typically top of the mountain there. Does see 2 members actually of Katana. But they're going to be trying to rotate a little bit faster to try and get that high ground, because otherwise they can get attacked in the back, and that will be a big loss for Unity. They're actually splitting a lot, which is a little bit surprising right now. Quizzy is super far ahead.
Yeah, but I kind of don't disagree with it, because you want to kind of hold as many angles as possible. And at this stage, your game's kind of like, look, if I'm getting knocked down, I'm going to die. So if you can kind of hold as many angles and hope to get those knockdowns and those frags based on position alone, will really work in their favor. 3D Max still holding on strong. They have 2 players left on their team, which is, of course, Solo and Furax, the French Fury, formerly of Seek Org. Now looking to make waves with 3D Max, find their way into the final stage of PEL Phase 3. Solar taken down to about 15 health from the headshot alone coming out from Quizzy.
Nicely done. He does get back up there. Oh, be careful. Information. A little bit of spray, but he does res back up, so no more bullets can actually take him down instantly, unless there's another headshot from Quizzy. Katana in the back also. They're getting in a really bad pinch 3D Max between the likes of Unity and Katana at the exact same time. They have a dip to work with, but will it be enough? I'm not too sure. But Quizzy's going to have that grenade chucked up, but he doesn't really go for the throw. Going to try and keep... here it is. Cooks the grenade. Will it be a Kobe? Really nice throw. Going towards Solar. Here it is. Nicely done. Kobe, ladies and gentlemen. Furax going to be the last member on his side of 3D Max. Just had a few shots on top of Tizerin. They're now going to try and close on through. They know there's only 1 more member remaining on the top, and it's going to be Furax. He has that smoke, going to try and really slow the pace of this skirmish. This might be the end of his fight.
Look at Quizzy flanking around so beautifully from behind to try and get a bit of a surprise attack onto Furax right now. Going to secure the frag. Great job. Now Furax is pinched down to about 20 health. Got to be careful, because if Tizerin does secure that squad wipe, 3D Max go down in 6th place. 5 teams left alive. Unity now going to turn their attention onto the side of Katana. Both teams are still outside the circle, Maxman.
Another headshot from Snoopy was that SLR. Nicely done. Doesn't quite get the knock, unfortunately. But Unity, they're still on 4 members. You said it earlier. They're still at the stage against the likes of YMCA. And YMCA, they're avoiding the fight completely. But Unity going to try and slow down that engage from Katana. Going to try and get a better position, because they have this high ground and so many smokes and protection for them. The Unity should have an easy fight against the likes of Katana. But Katana is still fighting pretty just having a good fight. Decent fight despite that location.
Just having a good fight. YMCA only have 2 kills so far in this game. Securing Kajudi, securing those kills right now. Talk and Maxizor working so good together to get that frag down, as Talk is just being the man of the moment, the man on a mission to get as many kills as he can in this game. And right now, it's working pretty well, creating that level of gap, that level of distance by securing those frags onto the side of the Unity that is going to be able to drive into the circle, as Talk and Maxizor dancing around the bullets being fired out from the side of 4 Angry Kids, who stayed relatively quiet themselves, Max.
That is so surprising. I did not expect Katana to slip themselves out of that fight with Unity, and I think that what really helped them is YMCA get involved and actually taking a few shots at Unity. Got them out of that pinch, but now Unity will have the highest positioning in the entire game, so that's going to turn them into the team that's going to dictate the next rotation. And actually the high ground is still in circle. So Quizzy and Snoopy are going to be 2 huge contenders for this game. They already got a nice chicken dinner on Miramar in the past on day 1. Can they get another one? That is the question that we'll have an answer to in just a few short minutes.
Look at that great camera angle. This gives you guys a really good idea where these teams are lying. Yeah, Unity looking so good in their high ground position, but Maxizor looking for the members of 4 Angry Kids. The smokes come out. Maxizor already on 2 kills. Talk on 2 kills. 4 in total for this Katana team. Find themselves in the top 5 of this Miramar game. And the good thing is they hold on to the edge of the circle. RonnieKray, where are those shots being being fired. Maxizor, you're kind of missing out, dude. However, Turbo Banani secures that frag onto Northrest, as RonnieKray, the only one left standing from 4 Angry Kids. Can they survive? Nope. 4 Angry Kids get eliminated from Unity. Snoopy stealing that kill away from Katana.
Yeah, Maxizor, when we said aim for the sky, we didn't mean literally.
True.
As Quizzy still Snoopy have a very good position, but actually Sampula from YMCA going to try and pull the offensive. He's going to try and get to the cliff of the area just to avoid getting applied so much pressure by the likes of Unity. It is. He is on almost the tippity top there. If they're fighting right now, this would be huge for YMCA to actually get that fight.
And there's still one member left on the side of LXG. Has crept his team up to the top 4. Just White, doing just a good job.
Just a good job.
Just a good job. Just a good job.
Yeah, Max is going to be the last member of Katana remaining now, but LXG snaking his way into the circle.
Talk gets taken down from the play zone, going up against him. He was pinched out of it. He's going to be taken down as Sampula gets a knockdown onto Quizzy. Now it's going to be this frag grenade. Actually, no, I think that's a... Are there smokers? Flash, bang, coming out. So that's going to push them forward. Snoopy's the only one that's left standing for his side. Prone down, Unity get eliminated in 4th place. Did get knocked down though, Sampula did. Sorry, Sakura did, my apologies. But the revive should be able to come out. So we're down to 3 teams, 6 players left alive, which is going to be 4v1v1.
YMCA, they're not going to go for the res actually on top of Sakura. I think that's a little mistake. I think they could do that just to play it safe.
Yes and no, because the time you waste getting a revive is the time that you waste in taking down your opponents. And when you know you have the man advantage, at least, you got to go for it. Now Maxizor down to 14 health at low ground. No, he gets taken out. Katana finishing in 3rd place overall. YMCA now get the kill onto Just White. And they secure another chicken dinner for themselves.
The first team to finally get 2 chicken dinners in a day, ladies and gentlemen. That is huge.
In a day?
In a day. They got the first win earlier on their angle. Now they get on Miramar.
Wow.
That is just great performance. And I said, that's what YMCA is good at.
Yep.
Like, good at late game positioning. That 2-2 split to harass Unity was absolutely mental. Worked out perfectly. Then they had the high ground and the low ground. All the teams in between were going to get flushed out. And then it was only 1-member teams remaining. Easy flush as a 4-man team. Get the chicken dinner once again.
Gotta say, Just White from the side of LXG. He was the only one left standing for, I think, the last about 10 minutes of this game. Did a great job to put his team in 2nd place overall. Yeah. It's not a lot, but it's a good chunk of points for his team and a great confidence boost. 3D Max pulling a really decent performance as well. So a nice, well-rounded game for a lot of these teams. What started off as a really high southern circle shift did end up quite high into the mainland overall, considering, and there's a nice little level of deep grooves for these teams to kind of hold on to.
Well, the teams actually that play the edge usually actually had pretty good performance, I believe. Like especially Katana, they did great despite all that pressure applied on top of them. That was one fight that I wasn't a big fan of. I think LXG should have done way better because they had a really good position to stop DOS Pilot from actually rotating. Even though after that fight, DOS Pilot they did die, was only Just White remaining on the side of LXG. And as I said earlier, also, like, if you have Tornado Energy without a compound,
look
they can't
at this,
do it well.
This was Mage Bane. Individually, essentially taking down the side of InsideGames. Shouldn't have let it happen, but you got to say Mage Bane, stellar performance coming out for his side. Orange now on the side of Unity. He was looking to take down HeartShift. That's the thing. HeartShift were pinched between the blue zone and Unity, and they got taken out because of it. Holding on to the edge zone is good, but it can really go against you. That's a typical example.
Unity, unfortunately, not taking care of the backside of this mountain. They get taken out there in 4th position. Winner, chicken dinner once again to YMCA.
And that's a typical example of why it's so good to go for a push as a 2-man, because even though Sakura was knocked down, Sampula was able to get the...
You had a front line and then a back line at the same time, which apply like you can just assist your front line by just shooting fires in the back because they have to stay out covered and allows your team to slowly creep closer and closer to the opposing team. And there it is, YMCA with 17 points up their sleeve. That's great.
A nice spread of kills in the top kind of 5-6 teams maximum. Nobody really individually. Unity get 9 kills, nearly double digits, but nothing really kind of overpowering as we did see. And also a good thing is that every single team actually secured at least 1 point. 16th place even got a point indeed, but we see Mage Bane 4 kills. Are you really surprised?
MVP.
I'm so happy he's top of the leaderboard from that game.
Yeah, MVP of this entire Phase 3, at least for the first 3 days. Let's hope they keeps on going. We want to see more insane plays from this awesome player. Damage leaders, Quizzy. He's been applying, like, it was just the watchtower of this game at the very top of the mountain, then the late game stage. Every single team, every single person you would see would take that fight. I was talking about Quizzy maybe being a little bit too split, but is his playstyle? He's so aggressive and he can pull it off properly.
Exactly. Individually, he's so talented as a player. I said in Phase 2 of PEL, I believe he was like the top fragger or in the
Very
top
close,
3.
yeah.
He was so strong individually, and that's what he brings to the Unity team, and you're able to pull out that fantastic performance. Not quite getting the chicken dinner in that previous game, but it's better stuff coming out from there.
Well, there it is, a double chicken dinner from YMCA. Now, for the last game of the day, it's going to be Sanhok, the controversial map. Love it or hate it, it's going to be coming up in just a few short minutes.